Hey guys, so welcome back to another vlog. Pretty exciting. Today we're out at Wilsons Prom and we're actually starting a 4-day hike of the Southern Circuit. So I'm here with my mum and we're going to do our first multi-day hike together.
4 days.
Yeah. So mum's done one before in Tasmania with my auntie Karen. Did a 3-day.
Yeah, 4 days again. 3 nights,
yeah. But yeah, so it's a pretty long one, so we're pretty excited, and we haven't done really much in the Wilsons Prom either, so it looks beautiful. So we just parked our car at the overnight hikers car park at Tidal River, and then we actually have to catch a shuttle just over the peak months. There's a shuttle that runs to Telegraph Saddle just because otherwise it's too busy and too crowded. And tonight we're staying at Refuge Cove. Refuge Bay.
Refuge Cove. After we cross a creek to get there.
Yeah. Got a little river crossing, so we have to try and time it right with the tides, but I think we're probably going to be there at the wrong time, but we might just have to sit around and wait and go for a swim, have some lunch, so that'll be fine. Yeah, and then the next night we'll be Roaring Meg, and the following night we'll be Oberon Bay. So very excited, and yeah, we'll show you what we get up to. So first up is Sealers Cove, where our river crossing is, and then keep going on to Refuge Cove, where we'll spend the night. So we've done roughly probably 2.5 hours out of 3 on the way to Sealers Cove. It's beautiful so far, and we've just hit a little boardwalk, which apparently is the last kilometre. And it's so nice. It's getting pretty hot now, but I think once we get to Sealers Cove we might be ready for a swim, which is good because there's a river crossing there, which I think we're going to hit probably at high tide, but we'll figure it out. What have we found? Fish. So we've made it out to Sealers Cove. We're about to go for a swim. It's pretty cold and there's a fresh breeze, to say the least. But it's absolutely beautiful, like stunning blue water, mountains surrounding, and it's just too nice not to swim. So here we are, see how we go. And then possibly at Refuge Cove tonight we might swim as well, because I think it's going to be pretty nice there. So let's do it. So we just got to Sealers Cove. It's so beautiful, like the water is a beautiful blue colour and the mountains surrounding are just like the whole way. The mountains just drop down to the beach. So we had some lunch. We bought some salad rolls this morning and we had them, and then we went for a swim. And it was actually really nice. It was pretty cold getting in, and it's a bit windy, so that kind of made it a bit chilly, but once you were in it was so warm and so nice. So we're glad we did it. First swim for the trip. And yeah, apart from the march flies annoying us, it was perfect. So we've just come up to the campground now, which is on the other side, just past the little river crossing. And luckily the river crossing was literally, there was no water in it really at all, maybe up to our knees. So we're expecting a lot higher, so that's good. So yeah, we're just filling up our water at the campground at Sealers Cove, and we're going to continue on, I think, 2 hours to Refuge Cove.
A long way.
Little roadblock. So we've made it to Refuge Cove, well, nearly. We made it down to the beach. As you can see behind me, it's so beautiful. There's all these bloody super yachts, the rich people. But that's alright, we've done it the hard way and we've earned the view unlike them. But we just got to the end of the beach and I think the campsite is actually still a bit of a walk. And the people in front of us are going up the mountain. We're pretty exhausted, it's 5:30. We haven't really walked that far, but I guess it's more mountainy than I thought, like up and down. And my watch says we've done like 18 kilometres or something, 27,000 steps, so not bad. Good morning from Kersops Peak, if I'm saying that right. So it's currently about 8 AM. We got up pretty early at like 5:30. Went down to the beach, had a quick look. There was a bit of a sunrise, it was nice. And just nice that like no one else was around. It was, yeah, beautiful weather. And then packed up and we've hiked up here 3 kilometres already, so not bad for 8 o'clock. So yeah, yesterday was beautiful. It was harder than I thought. What do you think, Mum?
Yeah, it was pretty hard. It was pretty steep in places.
Yeah.
Up and down.
Just didn't really expect that, but it was fine. And we stopped for like 2 hours over lunch for a swim and all that. And yeah, then the campground was beautiful at Refuge Cove. Pretty busy, like a lot of people kind of arrived later, and a lot of people coming the other way, like from the lighthouse or Little Waterloo Bay. But even though it was busy, there was like still heaps of space and everyone was still pretty spread out. And we had a good sleep, pretty much slept through from like, I don't know, probably 9:30.
Yeah.
9:30 till like 5:30. So pretty good. And yeah, and then we just had brekkie up here, up at Kersops Peak, and we can see, so behind us, that bay there, I think is Little Waterloo Bay, which is where we're headed. And then I'll show you, but like further out here is the lighthouse, which is also where we're going today. So Mum was like, oh, I hope we can see the lighthouse, and we can, but then the second thought is like, oh shit, we have to walk all that way today. So we'll be fine. I just had a look over the other side of like where we've come from the peak up here, and it looks like ages away. And we did that in like, what, an hour and a half? I don't know, not long. So it's amazing what you can do when you put your mind to it. And yeah, so off to the lighthouse and then back up to Roaring Meg to stay the night. So after Kersops Peak, we went down and followed the track. Sorry, I'm right by the beach, it's probably pretty loud. Followed the track and came along across this little bay where we went for a swim. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. It was like 16 degrees, but it was beautiful. The water was so clear. And yeah, it was freezing, but once you got used to it, like swam around, it was fine. Oh my God, I'm gonna get wet. Mum's over there laughing at me. So yeah, then we continued on to Little Waterloo Bay, where we stopped for a snack and toilet break, and we've got a campsite there, so they've got water that we filled up and everything. And just on the other side of that is a long beach that you have to walk all the way along the beach. It's probably at least a K to get towards the lighthouse. So that's where we are now. We just finished that, and it's tough work walking on the sand. Like, we're walking on the hard bits, but it's still really hard. So yeah, now we just got to the end of the beach, this rocky bit, and we're just trying to find the track. We can't actually find the sign at the moment, but we also haven't really looked, just too busy admiring the beautiful view and stopping to take photos and everything. So yeah, we still have about, oh, I just got wet. Still have probably 9K to the lighthouse, and then we have to come back and then back up to Roaring Meg. So we do have a fair way, and we passed a couple before and told them like where we're headed and all that, and they're like, oh, like all that today. Like, they were kind of concerned, and so is Mum, but that's okay. We'll be fine. We've already come a long way, and it's only not even 12 o'clock yet, so we've got all day. Looking forward to it. We've just collapsed in the middle of the track. Oh, it's not up a massive mountain. Well, we're not even at the top yet. And it's so hot. What do you reckon the temperature is, like 15?
Probably at 15 or 16 there.
Wait, let me have a look. So it's currently 17 degrees. We're both dripping in sweat.
I'm down to my bra, but don't show me.
Mum's taking her shirt off because it's too bloody hot. And she's just hoping that no one comes along. So just sitting in the middle of the track. Oh, it's so hot.
We're almost delirious, I think.
We're just gonna make it to the top. Apparently there's a good look out up there. And then we'll have lunch and properly stop, but so for lunch today we've got Vega cheese sticks and some Don salami, and we've made wraps. And look at the view that we've got to enjoy while we eat it. So it's currently 4:15. We've just got to the turn off for the lighthouse, and also where the turn off is for the Roaring Meg campsite, which is where we're staying the night. So it says the lighthouse is a 30-minute walk from here, and then obviously back, and then it's spent at least half an hour up there. So still got a bit, and then we get back, and then we've got 1.5 hours to Roaring Meg. But we'll be there in daylight, so that's all that matters. But we're both pretty exhausted. It's been a huge day. A lot of up and downhill, so it's been tough, but it's been good. But we're very keen to get there and have a good sleep tonight, I think. But yeah, the lighthouse is a pretty steep incline. Like we can see the concrete kind of path or whatever it is, and it just goes like straight up. So we've just ditched our packs in the bush, and we're just going to go with no packs on our back, which feels amazing already. So much lighter. And then we've taken all the valuables out and everything. It should be fine. You can't see them from the road, or the track. And then we'll come back and pick them up on our way. So this lighthouse has been here since 1859. That's crazy. This track is so steep. I'm so glad we left our packs. So during World War II, 31 Air Force personnel actually lived on this island, and we think this is the barracks in which they stayed. You can't get in there, but it's pretty cool to see. In 1880 there even used to be a school up here where there was 14 children. Obviously here, and this line is where Tasmanian waters start, which is so close. So the lighthouse was awesome, definitely worth a look if you come down to Wilsons Prom. It's really cool. They've got like a little museum and everything with history and stuff and like artifacts and all that. You can learn all about it. And we actually bumped into the ranger there as well. And she has been living there and doing her job for 8 years, which is so cool. And don't blame her, I wouldn't be giving up that job either because it's obviously awesome. So just checking our packs. Our packs are still here. That's good. We passed someone on the way up and they were like, yeah, good job leaving your packs because it's freaking steep. And it was. The concrete like ramp up there was so steep. I'm so glad we left our packs. But yeah, definitely worth. Make sure you come to the light station if you're coming to Wilsons Prom. So we just stopped for a rest break. Got my cookie. We've oh, I can't see. We've done like 45 minutes since the lighthouse. Since the intersection to the lighthouse, and quite a while to go still. Anyway, Mum's doing well.
Mum's not doing well at all. Mum's dying.
Mum is doing well. She's done 26 kilometres today, so that's good. Struggling now, but that's alright. A few quotes from her in the last few minutes was, this is the hardest day of her life. And this is the hardest thing she's ever done. And she doesn't know how her heart hasn't had a heart attack. But anyway, she now knows what a real hike is. Gonna come more often? Gonna come to the mountains with me?
I'm done.
It's a solid no.
So this is our total in the end, 42,900 steps. We did 30.45 kilometres and climbed 233 flights of stairs. And it took us about 13 hours.
Good morning. So we're currently heading out to South Point, which is the southernmost point of mainland Australia. So it's 7 AM at the moment. We just left. It's only supposed to take an hour each way, so pretty easy. So we decided to leave the camp set up at Roaring Meg and we just got a little travel day pack that folds up real small. The one that we took to the lighthouse yesterday, so just bring that so that it's a lot easier without our big packs, and it feels so much better. So much easier to walk. So yeah, then we get back, set up camp, pack up camp, and then we've only got a 3-hour walk to Oberon Bay camp. So pretty easy day, and we're keen for a swim there. We only had a swim yesterday morning. We're gonna make sure we do one every day, but yeah, it's been a while since our last swim. A whole 24 hours, so keen for another one. So we made it to South Point. We're at the most southerly part of mainland Australia. The sign's pretty cool. It says you are 3,180 kilometres from Cape York, which is the most northerly part of mainland Australia. And it's funny, yesterday I was saying to Mum, like, oh, we're going to the most southerly point. And I was like, oh, I'll have to tick off all of them, like go to the most northerly, easterly and westerly, if that's even a word, points of Australia. And she's like, oh, you're doing that too? And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, oh, that's been my goal for ages. And I was like, oh, didn't even realise, just like came up with it myself as well. So there you go, we're very similar. But she's only got the westerly to tick off now. So there you go, that's my goal. Gonna have to go tick off the others. It just started raining, which is pretty fitting for the most southerly part of Australia. But yeah, it's beautiful. You can see like a whole heap of islands from down here. Got a little wallaby on the track watching us. Yeah, it's so nice. It's not even windy, like we thought it would be really windy, because apparently it can get really bad here. But not today, we've timed it very well, so it's really nice. So we made it to Oberon Bay, finally. Yeah, we did the South Point this morning, got back, packed up, and then we were about to leave, and then Mum saw some little fish in the river. So I spent a while trying to catch one with my hand. They were like, we reckon they were like brown trout or something. Like, they were kind of big considering how small the creek was. I mean, they're probably like 15 centimetres. Like, they're still small, but big for little fish. And they weren't scared at all, but then when I got super close and I scared them off. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And then we just continued on the track to Telegraph Saddle. Oh, before that we went to Halfway Hut, I think it was called, where we sat down and had lunch. Cute little hut there. And then off to Telegraph Saddle. And Telegraph Junction, wasn't it? Yeah, Telegraph Junction. which is an intersection, and you kind of walk along like a fire track, like probably a ranger road or whatever, to get to there, and then across like a beachy, like sandy track to get here, which was really crap. It was like an hour, and so it was just hard to walk in the sand, so we're trying to walk on the side of the road, and then it was like, yeah, anyway, that was a really long hour. But we finally got here. The beach looks nice, looks like a surf beach, like got a lot of waves, and then it just started raining. It has kind of been raining on and off today, not much at all. But yeah, anyway, so we're about to head off for a swim now. Hopefully the rain holds off a little bit. We'll just set the tent up, as you can see behind me. We were going to leave the fly off, like the outside bit, but then I felt a bit of rain, so I was like, oh, we better put it on while we're gone, just in case it does end up pouring and everything's protected. So yeah, we'll go show you the beach now. So we're on our way to Tidal River. It's super windy, as you can tell. We had an awesome night at Oberon Bay campsite last night. It was a beautiful spot, and had a gorgeous swim at our private little beach around the corner after some rock climbing, which I showed you guys. And yeah, so it was New Year's Eve. We obviously didn't do anything for it. We had a little Mars bar cheers, had a last Mars bar for the trip, and watched the sunset, and it was beautiful. And then yeah, had an early one and got up this morning for our last little couple hours to Tidal River. We just got caught in like a massive sandstorm. I tried to get a few clips, so I'll see if I can put them in here. And then we kind of got lost a little bit. We like missed the sign because it's not kind of very well signposted. But yeah, now we're just heading around to Little Oberon Bay for a swim, which should be good. And yeah, I'll show you when we get there. So we finally made it. We're back at Tidal River after 4 days, well 3.5, but 3 nights out at the Southern Circuit. It was really good, a lot harder than I expected, or we expected. A lot more mountains, but also way more beautiful than we expected as well. Like the beaches and the colour of the water was just insane. And it's kind of good to get a bit of everything, like all different types of terrain, and like obviously the beach and then the mountains, and then the 2 kind of points that we went to, so South Point and then the lighthouse, were both really good. I'd recommend going to both of those. But yeah, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, loved it. It was pretty hard at times. Very scenic, really spectacular. Beautiful beaches, weren't they? Yeah, loved this most southern point. The lighthouse. Yeah, and swimming in some of those beaches was just gorgeous. Yeah, it was beautiful.
You couldn't go there and not swim. Like just looking at it was just amazing.
It was probably only 19 degrees, but we swam.
I think
loved it.
One of the times I've vlogged it was 16 degrees, and the water was freezing, but so worth it.
Yeah, you get used to it.
Yeah. And the campsites were really nice too. Pretty good facilities. They all had toilets and some sort of water, like water tank or like a fresh stream with a pump sort of thing.
Yeah, so you only need to carry water for 1 day really, because you can fill up at the campsite. So.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, I would highly recommend. Maybe just not the second day that we did. Maybe do a shorter day.
Definitely.
Still the hardest day of your life?
Absolutely. Day 2 was a killer.
It was hard. Very long day. Yeah. But yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was really good.
How's the seat? You okay? I should probably ask if you're okay. We just dragged this log over from another campsite. He's like, I'd be a perfect seat. Mum sits on it for the first time. Straight over.
Backwards. Give it a rinse.
Right.
Oh, hang on, still a lump in it.
Save some potato for tomorrow.
Feeling clean.
You still an extra for the camera. We would normally
No,
be
this is in
making
the
that
dirt
clean. Oh, yep.
Beautiful.
Chuck some dirt in the mug while you're at it.
And yours?
Oh.
Dirt and a bit of hot chocolate, never know difference.
Lucky they're the same colour.